They lied to you. Every analyst, every insider, every so-called WWE expert sat behind their microphone and told you Randy Orton turned heel because of creative direction, because Triple H needed a fresh WrestleMania match, because it was just business. Wrong. What happened on that SmackDown was not a creative decision, it was personal, and the fact that WWE has been carefully hiding the real reason behind Randy Orton's betrayal should make every single one of you furious, because you deserve the truth. Cody Rhodes busted his soul finishing his story. He carried this company on his back through blood, through torn pec muscles, through heartbreak, through the kind of sacrifice most wrestlers wouldn't dare attempt. He became the American nightmare made real, the people's champion, the man who proved that hard work and loyalty still meant something in WWE. And Randy Orton, the man who stood beside him, who shook his hand, who the fans cheered alongside, looked him dead in the eyes, and RKO'd him into the mat like he was nothing. You want to know why? Buckle up, because this story goes much deeper than you think. Let's start with what everyone in that locker room already knows but nobody has the guts to say out loud. Randy Orton is one of the greatest professional wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. 13-time world champion, a career that spans over 2 decades. The legend killer, the Viper, a man whose RKO has become one of the most iconic finishing moves in the history of this industry. But here's the cold, uncomfortable truth. Cody Rhodes did something in 2023 and 2024 that Randy Orton has never done. Cody Rhodes made the entire world care again. Not just wrestling fans, not just the hardcore base, regular people, casual viewers, people who hadn't watched WWE since the Attitude Era were tuning in specifically to see if Cody was going to finish his story. The emotion was real. The investment was real. And when Cody finally pinned Roman Reigns and became WWE champion, it wasn't just a wrestling moment, it was a cultural moment. Randy Orton has never had that. And before you come into the comments defending Randy, understand that this isn't about talent. Randy Orton's talent is not in question. This is about something much more human, much more raw. This is about a man who has dedicated his entire existence to being the best, watching someone else receive a level of love and adoration that he has never experienced, and being unable to live with it. Randy Orton is a 13-time world champion, but how many of those reigns came as a heel character? Comment your answer below. Here's what WWE storytelling has been quietly building for months, and most people completely missed it. When Randy Orton returned from his back surgery in late 2023, the crowd went absolutely nuclear for him. Standing ovations, welcome back chants, grown men crying in the front row. It was genuinely one of the most emotional returns in recent memory, and Randy seemed grateful, humble, even. He played the babyface role well, but watch the footage back carefully. Watch his eyes during those moments. There was always something simmering underneath the surface. A tension, a look that flashed across his face whenever the camera caught him off guard. Randy Orton does not do vulnerability. Randy Orton does not do gratitude for long. The legend killer persona is not a character he plays, it is who he fundamentally is at his core. The moment people started chanting for Cody louder than they chanted for Randy, that switch flipped. Orton began positioning himself closer to Cody, offering support, appearing at ringside, playing the loyal veteran mentoring the new face of WWE. But people who understand Randy's psychology saw what was really happening. He wasn't mentoring Cody, he was studying him. He was measuring him. He was figuring out exactly how close he needed to get before he could do the most damage. The Viper doesn't strike immediately. The Viper is patient. And Cody Rhodes, trusting, passionate, emotionally open Cody Rhodes, walked right into it. Now let's talk about WrestleMania 42, because this is where the real chess match reveals itself. Triple H has been building WrestleMania 42 into the most stacked card in decades. Main events are being constructed carefully, deliberately, with months of storytelling woven into every piece. And the question on everybody's lips heading into early 2026 was, who challenges Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Multiple names were being floated. The IWC was going crazy with fantasy booking. And then Randy Orton made the decision that changed everything. He didn't ask for a WrestleMania title match. He didn't cut a promo demanding an opportunity. He didn't go through the political channels of earning it the traditional way. He took it by attacking Cody Rhodes violently, ruthlessly, without warning. Randy Orton didn't just turn heel. He inserted himself into the most valuable spot on the card in the most savage way possible. He made himself impossible to ignore. Triple H cannot look away. The WWE Universe cannot look away. Every camera in that arena was focused entirely on Randy Orton standing over a broken Cody Rhodes. That was the plan all along. Not a breakdown. Not a moment of weakness. A calculated, cold-blooded power move from one of the most intelligent professional wrestlers alive. The Viper didn't snap. The Viper executed. What year did Randy Orton first win the WWE Championship, making him the youngest world champion in WWE history at the time? Comment below. Let's talk about the victim in all of this, because Cody Rhodes deserves that conversation. Cody has spent years building something that is almost impossible to build in modern professional wrestling: genuine emotional investment from the audience. People don't just cheer Cody Rhodes, they feel Cody Rhodes. His story about his father, Dusty Rhodes, his departure from WWE, his years grinding on the independent scene and in AEW proving everyone wrong, his return, his failures, his triumph. That is not a scripted story, that is a human story. And Randy Orton attacking him doesn't just set up a WrestleMania match, it attacks the very foundation of what Cody represents. Because Cody represents loyalty, he represents never giving up, he represents the idea that if you sacrifice enough and believe enough, the right people will stand beside you. Randy Orton just told the entire world that idea is naive. He told the world that no matter how much you sacrifice, no matter how much you earn, someone with cold enough eyes and calculated enough ambition will always be willing to take it from you the moment your guard is down. That is genuinely one of the most disturbing and compelling wrestling storylines in years, and the heat that Randy Orton is going to receive walking into WrestleMania 42 is going to be legendary. So let's bring it all together, because now you understand what the mainstream coverage completely missed. Randy Orton turning heel was not a creative accident. It was not a desperate move by WWE to generate interest. It was the natural, inevitable eruption of a man who watched someone else receive everything he believed was rightfully his and responded the only way the legend killer knows how. With ruthlessness, with patience, with an RKO that nobody saw coming. Cody Rhodes finished his story, and now Randy Orton has started a new one written entirely in betrayal, jealousy, and the cold ambition of a viper who was never truly tamed. WrestleMania 42 is going to be electric. If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening in WWE right now, smash that like button, drop your trivia answers in the comments, and if you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We cover WWE stories the way nobody else does, deep, real, and without the fluff. The Viper strikes at WrestleMania, and we will be here for every second of it.